Hello, hope you're all well. Today's video is hopefully going to be fitting these bumpers. Oh, you don't even know what these are for actually, I've not said that yet. I have a Soarer, which I'll bring in a moment. Yeah, I probably should have started with a Soarer. So yeah, we started again. This is my Soarer, or what's left of a Soarer. It is an import. It's just a 2JZ GE rather than a 1J that's in it. It's not too bad. There's a few bits of bodywork that do need tidied up. Rust wise, brilliant. It's pretty clean other than the front end it's missing, which we'll get to in a moment. Obviously I'll chuck my wheels on to see what they look like. The main thing that sold me on it, obviously these have a digi dash if you know them, which is amazing. But yeah, look at the miles, 49,000 kilometers. So in miles, that is what, 30,000 miles, which is pretty mad. The story with it is an old boy imported it and had it for a few years, and then he had a wee bit of a bump at the front. So it's got a second-hand slam panel been put on, and these bumpers you've seen a glimpse of a minute ago, obviously that's just a Vertex copy kit. Side skirts, I've got wings to go on. The only thing I didn't paint was the bonnet, which does need done. But yeah, so in this video I'm just going to throw it together. Hopefully this is going to be the new daily. I know I say that about everything, every car I've got's a daily, and then none of them actually are. But yeah, I had one of these going back maybe, actually, you might have seen a video on it if you're a long-term subscriber. I think I chucked wheels on it and that was about it. But yeah, this plan is it's going to be a nice comfy daily. I love the way the other one drove. Unfortunately, this is the non-turbo, but to be honest, they're a big comfy barge as is. So I'm just going to grab the panels and bumpers, attempt to fit them. Aftermarket bumper and skirts probably won't line up too well, but we'll give it a go. The panels are unfortunately a different shade. I did paint these myself, so ignore the runs and the clear coat. Once it's cured a wee bit, I'm going to try and sort it. Tell you what guys, I'll just time lapse this, it's pretty boring. That's the light on obviously, it more or less lines up pretty well. A bit worried these doors, rather than they actually come out and over, rather than just cutting it behind. So getting that to line up was a bit of a pain. I'm going to put the headlights in now, which are pretty hard up to be fair. Don't know how well you can see that, but it's really yellow. As a temporary fix, I'm just using some cutting compound on the end of the drill. This one's full of water inside, so that's not the best, but it's quite a difference. You can see. It'll do as a temporary measure. Obviously that'll yellow up pretty quickly again, but it'll do for now anyways. So yeah, just some Halford's rubbing compound works a treat like on the end of the, probably use a smaller buffing pad, but for a temporary fix, like honestly, massive difference, even for your MOT or something I guess. But last time I did a plastic headlight, it lasted about, well, nearly a year to be fair, and then they just started to fade a wee bit. Yeah, let's just chuck them in place then. So I'm going to chuck this bumper on now. I'm not sure what I'm doing bracket wise for the sides. I've left these holes. I was looking at these, you get the poppers that you can literally press the button and take the clips out there and take the bumper off. Most of the paint turned out pretty well, but a massive run right along the front here. Look how horrible that is. I just put too much clear coat on in the last coat. I'm just going to chuck cable ties on it now to make sure it all lines up. That's it roughly in place. This side doesn't line up 100%, so I will need to look into that. But first time since I've got it actually seen it all together, and I wasn't 100% on the bumper itself, but the hinges are also bent on this, so this might not line up. Not far off. I think that looks pretty trendy, like. And the bonnet has also been rubbed down badly by somebody. I'm guessing they were planning on painting that as well, but they didn't. I do need to source some spotlights for there. I do have the fog lights to fit, but there's no brackets at the back, so that's a job for another day. Also still have the arch liners and that to go in, obviously. But I just wanted to get it all together just to get a rough idea of how it was going to look. So next thing I'm going to do is the side skirts. See how they go together, but I'm guessing I'm probably just going to do maybe 2 bolts or screws inside the door, and at each end I'll probably just put some bolts in there. Like I said, I got the kit with the car. The boy that I got it off had actually just drilled massive big holes in there. It just had big horrible bolts sitting through, which I guess if you're going for like a drift style, but I filled them, not very well, but I filled them, and I'm just going to try doing it in the end just to tidy it up a wee bit.
One eternity later.
So yeah, we're like a week later. The side skirt's on, as you can see. It's not the best. Basically, it doesn't line up very well. I'm putting that down to the shape of the side skirt and my terrible skills at fitting fiberglass stuff. The back set's pretty nice. I took the trims obviously off the inside of there. There is a wee bit of gap, but I'll sort that later. That's fine, it's just when you get to the front. Basically, the side skirt was coming way too long. Basically, I managed to get it just sitting quite a bit in here as well. I know I just filled the holes before, and it's a bit ironic that I've had to re-drill another one, but I am going to have to rivet that in temporary just so the door opens, because obviously it's not clearing. But with the bumper and skirts on, I must say I think it's looking pretty sick. Like, the rear bumper I don't have, but you can't really see it in this light, but I'm kind of digging just the side skirts and front bumper at the moment. The other problem this has is the alternator's packed in. So my Supra outside has one on it, so I'm going to go and rob that now and chuck that in, hopefully. At least it gets it running a bit better. So what I'm going to do first is disconnect the battery. Always disconnect the battery, even if you're not taking the alternator cables off straight away. Do it while you remember. Just got that on the tensioner. I'm just going to take the tension off and take the belt off. And then we'll see. It looks pretty easy to do, so probably shouldn't have said that. So I'm just going to get that off. So as I just took the belt off there, I looked down at the alternator to unplug it, and it's already unplugged. So this could be my problem. So what I'm going to do is just put the belt back on, plug it in, and then I'm not that lucky. Chances are it's already fucked, but he's maybe had that off to test it. But yeah, I'm going to plug it back in and see what happens. Like I said, the chances of that actually solving the problem, knowing my luck, is pretty unlikely. There's no battery, like. There is a random ABS though. So it is charging at just over 12 volts, but I'd be expecting it to charge a bit more than 12.10 or whatever that was. So we'll stick some lights on and some fans and see if it drains down. Yeah, I'm probably going to check some earths in that if he's had the front end off. Because it is charged, it's no playing enough. So that's alternator out, ended up being a bit of a bastard. I've robbed the one out of the Supra as well, which is really dirty and greasy, but I'm going to clean that up. It's exactly the same. The thing was, you get two of the bolts. Well, one bolt from the top, one from the bottom, nice and simple, but this one had the a big bracket with a what do you call it, gearbox oil cooler pipes right to the front of the radiator. So luckily I could get this in the ramp, but the Supra, somebody who's been in there and butchered it already. I'm also on TikTok Live, check me out on TikTok. But yeah, I'm going to chuck these in. So that's it in place. Fingers crossed it actually charges. Never had the Supra running long enough to see if it does. So last things last, I'll just chuck on the alternator belt. So after all that hassle, turns out that alternator's knackered as well. There is no surprise, the Supra that the alternator came off has sat for over 10 years parked in a driveway. I did have it running for like half an hour, but it's obviously just been running on the new battery I put in. Just chucked it in. Exactly the same, 12 volts. It's a steady 12 volts, but so I guess that brings this video to an end. Wee bit disheartened, was hoping that that alternator was going to solve the problem, but to be expected I guess. So no MOT tomorrow now. It does mean I'll probably finish it better before it goes on the road. If it passed its MOT tomorrow, I was going to end up putting it on the road as is. And obviously I still need to paint the bonnet and a few other bits and pieces. But this is the start of me doing videos again. I'm going to do one at least every week. I'm hopefully going to try and do some more. I'm motivated with stuff. I've got lots of projects to do. I've just done some silly stuff, like I've tidied the workshop up. I'm trying to make it a better working place, because half the time I come here, I stand and look at a car and I'm just like, or one bolt will snap or something like that. Like normally fitting an alternator was a bit of a cunt, got it fitted, doesn't work. I would normally just throw the keys down and bugger off home, but I'm yeah, trying to get better at this whole YouTube thing. But like I said, thanks for watching guys, it is really appreciated. Drop a like, if you've not already subscribed, give me a wee subscribe as well if you don't mind. And yeah, comment on what wheels I should get. That's one thing I'm struggling with. Getting ahead of myself, car doesn't even run properly yet, but yeah, wheels. That's, I think I'm gonna have to go for 19s. I've seen quite a few sets, but do I go for something blingy with a bit of dish and, I don't know, something like some Vienna Courages or something like that, or do I go for some like Work Emotions or something like that? So let me know in the comments what you think and what your overall thoughts are of this thing. I honestly love that kit. But yeah, before I ramble on anymore, thanks for watching guys. Bye!